Hi, we're the Schmitz. I'm Desmond.
I'm Marilee.
And I'm Brian. It's day 27 of our Epic American Roadtrip, and we're at the National Air and Space Museum near Washington, D.C.
It is day 26 of our Epic American Road Trip, and we are in Tennessee heading down the road. I guess we're heading up because we're heading northward. And we're getting closer to the state line for Virginia. You want to tell us where you're going? Where we're going?
We're on our way to Annapolis, Maryland. We're having some discussion because we're going to drive right past West Virginia, but not into it. And it doesn't look like there's really any reason to go to West Virginia other than adding a state to our trip.
Doesn't feel right to just go right by it, though, too. So, I don't know.
We're not sure if we want to add an extra, hour or so of driving to the day just for that purpose.
Yeah.
But the GPS just told us here's a route that would go through West Virginia and take us 2.5 hours longer to get to our destination. I don't think it's worth that.
Probably not.
Well, we have made it to Virginia, state number 18 of our trip, and a couple more states to go through today, I think, to get to, well, I guess just one more to get to our destination in Maryland.
There's that giant tower thing at the bottom.
That's the Washington Memorial.
Memorial to the first president.
If you go to all the capitals of the European countries, they've got these obelisks, which is that same shape that they took from Egypt. We didn't take one from Egypt, we just built a much bigger one.
Use the right lane to take the exit to merge onto US 58 toward Annapolis.
So I think with that underpass there, we just crossed into Maryland, which would be state number 19. We drove a long way today, crossed a couple states, made it to Maryland, and our friends the Fritzes, and here we are. They're taking us to Rita's. It says Ice, Custard, and Happiness, which means it's got to be time to play. Does Marilee get dessert?
What are we doing?
I don't know. Did you get dessert?
I did get
What did you get?
I got strawberry mango Italian ice.
Love it. We're at the Udvar-hazy Center, National Air and Space Museum, to see, just every cool jet and plane ever made.
A lot of this was unmarked last time we were here. It was still kind of being.
So they
Oh, next one's over Galaxy's Edge.
Do they really?
No, it's not. This is not a toy. This is an actual plane that can fly.
How fast? Let's see. Empty road. What does it say? Maybe you could top 185 miles an hour. Six. But the Enterprise was just a test. And then the Columbia, California.
There's a sign somewhere where
Here we have the Space Shuttle Discovery, which, if you've been tracking, is now the third space shuttle we've seen. We saw Atlantis in Florida, and I believe Endeavour in Houston.
So on a previous visit to this museum, I was really taken by the Airstream that they use as their mobile quarantine facility. because as soon as the astronauts came back from space, they put them in there and locked them up to make sure that they didn't spread any space bugs to anybody. And I just think that's really cool, because of course we wouldn't know if there were going to be germs that they were bringing back from space. They're like, it's great that you went to space and everything, but now let's keep you a safe distance for a while.
Lots of planes here that I like to fly in my flight simulator back home, so, you know, that makes me happy. Desmond! Is that fun, Desmond? What's the report?
Okay, that was great.
This closer one is the Jefferson Memorial for Thomas Jefferson. Probably right in the center of town. We'll find out.
This is the best.
We got. She likes a smaller phone. Okay, so we've made it to the National Mall. We're on our way over to tour some of the Smithsonian's. Down there you can see the U.S. Capitol building. Smithsonian's this way. Looking down this way, we've got the Washington Monument. You can see the Lincoln Memorial down there in the distance. Super cool. Desmond, what do you think?
Woo woo! I do know that he taught himself how to swim, which is, well, pretty spectacular. He invented a library chair that you sit down in it, but then if you need to stand up and get a book, you can take the chair, pull it like this, flip it, and then it's a staircase.
What? Okay, just a second.
This is...
All right, we are approaching the Natural History Museum. Fourth stop today on the museum Death March. I love the Smithsonian's. It's so hard to see it all though. The last time Marilyn and I were in D.C. about 7 years ago, this hall was just under construction, so I'm very excited to be in here and see some dinosaurs.
What do you see in there?
That is so cool. Infinity stones. Those are so infinity stones. What are they?
Hey, Desmond. I forgot to ask you, what was one awesome thing from today? But really, what was one awesome thing?
Something about today was seeing America's rock collection. That was pretty cool.
America's Rock Collection.
And getting some Z's.
Okay. Thanks, bud.